Hey folks, welcome back. All right, so in this section, we're going to finish or continue, sorry, not finish, continue our conversation with JavaScript, but this time we're going to talk about conditionals. So here, we would start off our conversation with an if-else statement. And the basic if-else statement looks like this. So a basic example would be if some condition is met, then code to run if condition is true. And then we could say else or otherwise. If that is not the case, then we want to run some other code. Cool. So from here, a practical example would look like this. And we could say let shopping done, let's make that lowercase, is equal to false. And let child or child's allowance. So if shopping is done and or is equal to true, then we want to say that the child's allowance is 10 or $10. Otherwise, if the shopping is not done, then we'll say child's allowance is $5. Awesome. Let me just make sure I comment all this out because it's going to give me an error otherwise. Let's just do this. All right, cool. So we don't have any errors, but that's the basic example. So if we wanted to nest some if-else statements, we could do that with this. So nesting if-else statement or statements. We could say let choice equals sunny. Let temperature equal 86. And we'll say if choice is triple equal to sunny, so it's also a string at the same time. The value is the same, it's also a string. We can say if temperature, so this is the nesting of the two. If temperature is 86 or greater than 86, then we would say message is going to be equal to or let's just do we have message already somewhere? No, we don't. Okay. So let's say let's just do this better. Let message. Okay, cool. Now we could say message is equal to it is, we'll add a variable here. So $, temperature, degrees, outside, nice and sunny. Cool. But if not, or else, that is not the case, then we have a different message, which will be it is, we'll use the same variable, curly brace, temperature, degrees, outside, red, if the temperature is less than 86, then we'll just say, hey, it's nice and sunny, which is pretty decent. But if the temperature is more than 86, it's really, really hot outside. All right. So from here, let's now switch gears, and no pun intended, let's now talk about switch statements. So a switch statement looks like this if you've never seen it. Statements, and there's a lot of those that float around inside of JavaScript specifically, excuse me. So it starts with switch, as you might have guessed, and choice is the thing that we're going to be basing the switch cases on. So choice, and we'll say if the choice is a case of sunny, then we'll say message is equal to it's nice and sunny. And then we'll break here. Let's see what I did. It is nice and sunny. Okay. Break. Okay, this is giving me some warning. Expected default case. Oh, okay, we'll do that in a second. We'll then do another case. So case of rainy, which is going to have a message equal to it is raining, or rainy. Let's just do that. And we'll break out of that. Then we'll have one more case, and we'll just do overcast, which will have a message of it is cloudy. And then we'll break out of that. Oops. Putting some semicolons here. And this should take the squiggly yellow lines away from the screen. So we'll just say default. And that will just be a message, empty message at that point. All right. So whenever we go ahead and encounter something of this nature, so let's say we put this switch case, instead of using an if statement, let me just kind of piece my words together here. Instead of using an if statement, what we could use is a switch case, which we could build in a whole bunch of different scenarios here. And even inside of these, we could have if statements or switch cases that run functions or something like that. But in this case, we're just going to keep it really simple. And based on the choice that we make here, so if it's sunny, then we get a different message each and every time. So sunny, rainy, overcast gives us a different message. Or if we give it nothing at all, then it just gives us blank. So the last control flow that we want to talk about is the ternary operator, which is basically an if statement without having to write if and else everywhere. So that would look like this. So ternary operator. Keep doing that. We'll say const greeting is going to be equal to is birthday. Is birthday. And here we'll say happy birth. Let's do birthday. Hope it was good. Or if we don't have that, we'll just do good morning, Mr. Smith. And we're getting some errors because his birthday is not defined. I know that. So let's say const is birthday. And let's just set it to true in this case, for example. And then we should be able to console.log greeting. And then we'll get happy birthday, hope it was good, because that is the true statement or the true side of the ternary operator. Excuse me. But if we change that to false, then we get good morning, Mr. Smith, because this is the else or the false side of the ternary operator. So the way that this reads is, if is birthday is true, then run this. But if is birthday is false, then run this. So that's a pretty good overview of control flow and how all that works inside of JavaScript. In the next section, we're going to talk about looping and how we could use both of those things to make some more powerful building blocks inside of JavaScript. So I'll see you there.